Just at noon, breaking news, one person has died in a police-involved shooting. It happened after a chase from Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston. That's where the hospital says a valet worker was shot. The hospital says that that person is in stable condition at this time. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Paula Evan. We have reporters on both scenes. We begin our team coverage with WBZ's Beth Germano live in Boston. Beth?
Paula, we're at the corner of Fenwood Road and Huntington Avenue. Take a look behind me. We're just a couple of blocks from where the shooting happened. Shots ringing out, absolutely startling this neighborhood right around 9:30 this morning. And as you indicate, a valet was shot in the head, but Brigham and Women's confirms that that valet is in stable condition. The campus here remains cordoned off with a very heavy police presence. Those shots, when they rang out, they sent patients and staff running. This is a very busy time of day in the hospital area with people coming in for appointments, as you can well imagine. But Brigham and Women says the threat is long over after an active shooter incident that was witnessed by people coming and going in this area and by residents, including a woman we spoke with who lives right across the street from the building, says the shooter jumped out of the car. Looks like he was just shooting indiscriminately, not necessarily targeting anyone. Let's hear what she has to say.
And the next thing you knew was like 18, 19 shots. The guy was shooting towards the police. And the police were telling everybody, move back, move back. They was hiding behind their cars not to get shot. One guy was down, and the next thing I knew, it was just chaos. Cops everywhere. One guy took off in a car. I would think at least 15 or 18 shots. It was like one after another, one after another. Everybody was running all over from the hospitals, from the buildings, people with their kids. You know, not to get shot. It was just crazy.
Did you see the valet at that time? Did you know it was a valet?
Yeah, we knew it was a valet. We didn't know if he was dead or alive. It was just, everything happened so fast. And the guy that was shooting, one out of the three, he wouldn't stop. So he got in the car. The cops started chasing after him. And two was running different directions. And next thing I knew, they told us we can't get in our building because they didn't know if they was running into buildings or anyone's houses. And we've been on the streets. We don't know what the heck is going on. It's scary.
Were people running to try to help that valet? What were his workers doing?
People were running to the valet and at the same time petrified of them getting shot. There was some doctors that were running out of my building. The security running from the Brigham and Women, from the Heart Institute. Everybody was just running. So it was bad.
What did you do? Did you try to get yourself to safety?
I tried to get myself to safety, but I was petrified to death because I thought they were shooting the cops because all the cops was going down. And at that time, it happened so fast. It was just a really scary thing. I hope and pray to God that everybody is alive and well because it was ugly. It was really ugly.
When that shooter jumped in the car, did they just quickly take off?
Yeah, the cops jumped in their cars. They were shaking. A lot of the cops were shaking for their life and the kids' life. There was kids on the street, people on the street. You know, people was petrified covering their kids. So a lot of people were crying.
Everybody's running to see what happened. You know, all the staff, they bring everybody outside and they bring people back inside.
Were you evacuated at that time as well?
Yes, because I did have an appointment.
And what did police tell you to do? Who evacuated you?
The hospital staff said, run out, and that's all we do.
So you can imagine the situation here at 9:30 this morning. People knowing that shots were fired, not necessarily knowing where, and just knowing that they had to get themselves to safety. It'll likely be a while before this area is opened back up because police are still processing the scene. They have to interview witnesses. We are told that Boston police will provide some sort of an update, and we will bring that to you when it happens. Reporting live, I'm Beth Germano, WBZ News. Back to you.
All right, Beth, you can hear the fear in those people's voices. Thanks so much. So police stopped the suspects just a few miles from the scene there at Brigham and Women's Hospital, forcing their car to crash on Route 9 in Chestnut Hill. One suspect was shot. WBZ's Lisa Greshy is live at the crash scene there on Route 9 with more. Lisa?
Paula, this is the second scene that started at Brigham and Women's with that shooting and then ended with this police pursuit. This is Route 9 in the Chestnut Hill area of Brookline. You can see when we zoom in that smashed up silver car right there with police surrounding it. We have police, state police, Boston police, Brookline police, Newton police. We have the Special Operations Command trailer here from Boston police and another incident command center from state police. There are at least 16 evidence markers. When we first pulled up, we spoke with witnesses who told us that it was a complete hectic scene. This is a very busy area. This is where Star Market is. Tons of people in this parking lot. And what they described were police everywhere, as they still are now, in a chaotic situation with someone running and then ultimately being shot here. And that car is kind of the center of the investigation right now. But we do want to pass along, there are two more smashed up cars on the other side. This is all completely blocked off right now. Again, we know one suspect was shot here by police. And this is the end result of what stemmed from Brigham and Women's Hospital, where that valet worker was shot. And just to speak to the fact that how busy this area really is, you know, this is Route 9. It was packed. It was jammed. They just opened that up. This is the eastbound side that is open now. And so many people were here kind of trapped in this parking lot for a while. Police have been going around asking people what they saw. They're still talking to people inside some of these stores to see what kind of information that they can get, because they are very much still investigating here. Reporting live here in Brookline, Lisa Greshey, WBZ News.
Just moments ago, we spoke with Boston Mayor Marty Walsh about the investigation.
It's still a very active situation going on. It's my understanding that somebody was shot today at Brigham and Women's Hospital. There has been a pursuit, with Boston Police and then I believe some other police agencies. It's still, I don't have all the information to give you. The situation is over right now, and I can't really go much more into that right now. We're going to have some press later on to talk about the police department. We'll talk about it. I've been in contact with, I've been in very constant contact with Commissioner Gross, and I've been in constant contact with District Attorney Rawlings and the president of Brigham and Women's Hospital. So very, very close conversation right now, and for the last 40 minutes I've been in here and I've been just, anxious to get back on the phone and find out exactly what's going on.
Former Boston Police Commissioner and WBZ security analyst Ed Davis told us the location of this morning's shooting made things complicated for police. He tells WBZ's Kate Merrill this was a very dangerous situation.
I know what a dynamic location it is. There are patients, there are workers, doctors, nurses, technicians, and there's a lot of back and forth, and people want to feel safe in that environment, especially where the patients are probably experiencing their own trauma in some way in the personal health the problems that they have. So it's sort of like a church or a school in that it's a particularly sensitive area, and so the police, the DA, the people who are responding to this have to be very cognizant of people's feelings and making sure they understand that they've got it under control.
And also the dangers of when you have a suspect take off from an initial scene, driving at a high rate of speed through another really highly populated area like Route 9 and Chestnut Hill. I mean, that's also going to be very difficult for police who are then pursuing him and trying to capture him. I mean, that whole situation is really difficult.
Well, it's fraught with danger for the general public and for the police that are involved in these pursuits. And this is the kind of pursuit that isn't optional. When someone uses a weapon and shoots someone, you have to stay with this vehicle and stop the individual before he causes any more damage to people. So everybody's in a bad situation there. It seems as though it was handled very, very well. Suspect has been shot. There's one victim at Brigham, and thankfully it doesn't appear as though anybody was hurt in between.
Yes, police say there is no longer any threat to the public. Both of these scenes under control. Stay with WBZ as we continue following this breaking news. We have several crews gathering information. We'll bring you the latest as soon as we get it into the newsroom.